Yeah, that night he got me there to my friends, and so then I jumped in with him, and we had to go quite a while because we had to go way around because the roads were so bad, so we had to go a long ways out of our way. Finally got back to our neighborhood where my mom and sister and brother-in-law lived.
What'd you do now? You went south?
Got back, yeah, well, we had to work our way around a long way, and we eventually got back south of where you picked me up on the highway there, which is my mom's place, and I had my sister and brother-in-law. Didn't find any of them right away, but I found the neighbors, and they said they were all right. And so I went on then, and I got through finally to my wife, and I told her we were going to meet at the neighbors, and I was thinking I'd meet her on the road because she was on the way there, and I didn't meet her because she'd buzzed on up the highway to look at our place where I'd called out of. She didn't know how bad that was. And of course, it was dark, you know, those lines down and that gas blowing across there, so I was worried about her. And I got by on the highway, met my sister and brother-in-law. Let's go left. And saw my mom's place. It was wrecked, but she'd been out there. She'd been with them. She'd been in a neighbor's basement.
That's good.
And finally found my wife and kids there at the neighbors where I told them to meet. They'd went around the section the other way, and boy, I walked in. I was glad to see them.
Yeah,
I
bet.
Embraced all of them, and we knelt down and prayed and gave God thanks. That's what I've been wanting. You know how antsy I was with you guys.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see them. Even though I thought they're all right, I just wanted to see them.
It was just,
and I didn't like her out driving around with those electric lines and that gas leak too, you know. Okay, that was one of the quick shops right there behind us. Okay. I don't know if that's where you were parked.
Yeah.
Up here, this quick shop, the story I've been told is, maybe you've heard this too, is a truck driver from Albuquerque. His last name was Fry. He was parked here, he got caught in a storm, and he was helping quite a few people get in the Deep Freeze because it was a safer location.
Is this where it was?
And they were all saved, but he had claustrophobia, so he wouldn't go in there. And later they found his body up in the lake here at half mile north of town.
Oh, he was the one that was in the lake?
I think so, if I have it right. This is Maine. You see the courthouse over there, which came through fairly well, and that was kind of command center. That whole block was full there of FEMA trailers and security, and that's where President Bush was supposed to be there. The snipers were going in there and going up on the roof that day he came here.
Really?
See the clothes, they've knocked down a wall, you see clothes and stuff sitting on the shelves hanging in there still, just like just like the night they walked away from it.
We came out
This bank was actually banking the next, about 2 mornings afterwards on the sidewalk, out here on the sidewalk.
We walked down the street.
Really?
This is the street we walked down?
Yeah.
We went all the way to the east side.
I see. Yeah, it gets better. Getting over there it gets a little bit better.
Those trailers are all there. All these trailers?
Was the Baptist church right up in here?
Baptist, no. Another street over, there was a church.
Oh, okay.
Now right in through here, I think maybe this corner here. Okay, there's a basement and rubble, a house down and everything. There's a sign here, a big old plywood sign that said, "Thanks to the 12 men who saved my dad's life and lifted the pickup off me." But the story is that I know this man well. He was in the basement, the storm was just about over, and then here his pickup landed right on top of him there, pinned him down in the basement.
Wow.
Apparently these guys were able to actually lift it up enough to get him out, freed him, saved his life. But he ended up in the hospital, and all those injuries and complications, he eventually died a couple weeks later. This were the schools here. This was the high school, I think, right here. Right in here somewhere, maybe on this house, there's a big tank like that, big old oil tanks. I don't know if you noticed the night you came by my place where that gas leak was. Those big old oil tanks off the side, sitting right on top of that house. And it's spray painted on there, came from 7 miles south.
Wow.
Which, if that's true, is right down there where we were.
Yeah.
Where all those oil tanks were, and landed up here.
That's crazy.
That tank got carried 7
If
miles?
it's actual, yeah, a tank from there. That's
How much do those weigh?
I don't know, but you know where you picked me up later the next day in the light, you could see by the marks of the crude oil where it spilled. One of those tanks went bouncing by east of my house, and one went bouncing by to the southwest of our house. So during that storm, those big old crude oil tanks were out there flying around, spilling oil everywhere. Look at that big ball.
I'm betting it was probably.
And there's another. That's the story. Wow. Right here, do you see this little low spot?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a house up there on that hill. There's another house west of it, another house about 3 or 4 houses lined up here. But this low spot, maybe this water right here, I'm not sure. A friend that was over there that lost his house, and they came this way looking for people after the storm. They heard hollering and everything. They heard people hollering. Down in that water there, they found the guy. He was alive, but he was unconscious. He was in the water. Just got so low. He was one that was suicide.
Yeah, when we came into Greensburg, we saw a bunch of people walking outside of town. We had a couple of Hispanic guys ride the trunk, brought them into town.
I see.
And an old man too that was right in the back seat.
Really? This is another of my own place here. They were right here.
Yeah. Have you seen any pictures of the tornado or anything like that?
Not of the actual, well, yeah, one picture of the tornado when it was down south and it was pretty big. Can you run that video?
We got it all.
Oh, on your computer?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the kids would like to see that.
Yeah, sure. No problem. I gotta use the restroom. I'm gonna get a picture of the sunset. It's just amazing.
So from the first day, we were out there working, and a lot of volunteers working, cleaning and picking up stuff, helping out.
So you guys,
I told him we lost our little farm out there, but I said I go to our church every day and it gives me courage. Because I go there and see all those volunteers and just an inspiration, you know.
How many of them are there?
Well, the first couple weeks there were like 500 to 600 a day. They're at church that we see at the meal times, and I'd go there and eat dinner and supper every day. Yeah, we lost that farm business. You lost your home, right? Yeah, she said, but you have your husband, yeah. You have your family, yeah. You have your friends, yeah. You have your God. So, yeah. I'm not gonna say you guys have the same things we have. You seem to, you really did. Right here, back to that point. There were an older couple sitting down the stairs right up on the stairs on the grass away from the well over. And he saw that, and all of a sudden he just trucked over there and sat right down with him there and sat right beside the guy and started talking to him. Those Secret Service people, they were always watching. And I talked to him a little bit. I tried to ask him a little bit of talking. It was hard to get distracted, you know, but I said, you guys are doing an awesome job. He's just all relaxed. He has no fear. He can just do what he wants to do. They wouldn't hardly talk, but they said, well, we just got to move with him. You know, all of a sudden he moves, he does what he wants, and they got to quickly adjust and regroup. Straight to the right here.
Go right here?
Right there. Okay. That house actually is my dad-in-law's home. We were staying with them over at Havlin. He rented it out here now, and it was just about totaled out. The roof had lifted, the siding, windows, everything. They'd been gone inside. A few days after this, about 3 days after, he said,